Now, let me ask you guys, why would Hollywood not run a film like this?
I can't imagine a possible incentive they would have to not want people to care about the issues of child trafficking and other related problems.
You know, their response to it they just tell on themselves. It's like, why are you doing this? At least fake it, you know, like,
Yep.
I don't know. It puts them in a catch-22. Like, they can't support it because they don't want it exposed. But if they, you know, come out against it like they have been, it makes them look sus as fuck.
There's that viral tweet where it's a guy who was like a writer at one of these digital outlets was claiming he tweeted something like, the only reason conservatives keep complaining about kids being shown graphic materials because they secretly want to show kids graphic material.
What?
And then it was like, it's one of those like Defiant L's or whatever, where it's like the next one is writer named so-and-so gets arrested for soliciting images or something like that.
Of course.
This is, all right, it's one of the only jokes the left has is, you're against this thing, I bet you secretly want to do that thing, right?
That's why your video was so good.
Yeah, thank you. We just released one yesterday.
I gotta watch that one.
But if you like believe in traditional marriage, like you're secretly gay. That's the only explanation. If you're like, I want literally with every single issue. If you're against grooming, oh well, actually, like you secretly want to groom.
Right.
I'm not kidding. I think I've heard a version of this about literally every topic.
It's true. We get that all the time on Gays Against Groomers. Too.
Yeah, you're like secret groomers. Of course, that's the only reason that you would oppose this.
I think what's that line? Thou protest too much. I think thou protest too much. Is that Shakespeare?
Methinks.
Yes.
Methinks thou protest too much, and there is something to that.
The lady
that someone's
doth protest too much,
constantly
methinks?
talking about how something is evil. Maybe then they are the one that's perpetrating it, and they want everyone to think they're not. I understand that methodology, but that doesn't mean that if you claim something is evil or wrong, that you secretly want to do it.
Yeah, well, also,
the lady doth protest too much, methinks.
We live in a culture where so many horrible, degenerate things have been normalized. So it makes sense that people would pay attention to that and want to fix that. But whenever you do, it's, well, that's kind of interesting that you pay so much attention. That's like, well, one of the number one culture war issues in the country right now. You think it's weird that I'm paying attention to that?
How dare we care about children being abused sexually and otherwise? Like, you freak.
Yeah.
This line is fantastic. It's basically accusing someone of virtue signaling. It is Queen Gertrude in response to insincere overacting of a character to prove his uncle's guilt, blah, blah, blah. The lady doth protest too much, methinks. I'm just going to say that to people now who are virtue signaling.
It's a great play. If you haven't seen Hamlet before, see it. See a good version of it. A good
I've
movie.
seen
Kenneth Branagh
Billy Madison, hold the skull.
They,
that's all I've ever seen of it.
or not to be. In the play, they do a play. So they're watching actors in the play do this like faux scene about the murder of, I think it's about the murder of Hamlet's father, and then the mother's like, something's off about this, and she doesn't know that her husband murdered her old husband. So her new husband, I could explain this way better. I don't want to spoil it. That's why I'm kind of scamping around.
But yeah, for
it's
the
a
audience,
400-500-year-old play. So Hamlet's mother's and his father was killed in the beginning of the play. So then his uncle comes in and marries his mother, and turns out his uncle killed his father. But his mother doesn't know that. And she's looking at the play like something's off about, and they're trying to, it's a great, absolutely phenomenal story.
Well, I'm going to have to go check that out.
I hope I got all that right.
I looked up
I was in it. I played Laertes.
The current numbers for Sound of Freedom from Box Office Mojo, $49,497,837. So that's fantastic. It is Wednesday. If every single person watching this goes and sees it, what is that? That's not enough. That's not enough. We need every single person watching this to bring their friends and family to go see it so that this film can crack $100 million.
Let's do it. Look, I'm willing to see it again. I also think that if you can, it's good to contribute to the free ticket fund that they have for people who can't afford to go see the movie but would like to.
Have you heard about, there's a bunch of videos being shared on social media of people being kicked out of the theaters and getting refunded.
No, I haven't seen that at all.
Because there's too many people there?
No. For no reason.